Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Hello.
How are you? Hi, Georgio. So glad it's Sunday.
Yes, it's raining over here. It's kind of
Oh,
gross, but other than that,
well, it's Sunday. You look nice and tanned and fresh. I was telling you before, I love the skin. You've got to do like a skincare routine or something because you've got really good skin.
thank you. It's been a work in progress.
Yeah, it's same here. And thank God for social media because you learn a lot about
For
skincare.
sure.
For sure. Things that we didn't know back when we were kids, right? You
Well, the
know.
things that we did to just, I don't know. Gosh,
I don't know. I plastered Nivea, the blue Nivea cream on, and that was my skincare routine for a very long time when I was a teen.
Yeah, I always had problematic skin. So mostly cystic acne. So I always battled that. So I always did less is more technique, which was basically
Right.
don't put anything on my skin. So that changed after I got older, though.
It does. Skin texture, hormones, a lot of things change everything. And of course, also the quality and the way they make now, creams and serums and all that. But why are we talking about skin? I don't know why, but it was your skin that inspired me. And before we start, a big, loud happy birthday to Isa. It's her birthday, our Taurus Isa, our lovely mod.
Happy
Birthday.
birthday.
Woo!
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
You're 38 years young. Trust me, life begins after 38, 39, 40. Trust me, 40 is the new 30s.
Yeah, and now I can concur a little bit because I just turned 39 and things do start happening after 38 for sure.
Absolutely. I feel better in my 40s. Oops, I just revealed my age, but I don't care. I'm not one of those. I feel better in my 40s than I did in my 30s in every way, to be honest. It's not just also looks. I prefer how I look now than I did like 10 years ago. It's crazy. And how I feel and how confident. It's just there's a lot. Just saying. It's
You
just
just feel better in your skin, I think.
absolutely. And I do feel that age comes with just a lot more acceptance of yourself. You're start as you grow older, you're accepting that you're growing older. You're
Yeah.
accepting that things change. So this acceptance just really makes you glow inside out, in my opinion, because it does exude confidence. It does exude confidence. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And before we start, a reminder if you want to book a reading with me, a private reading with me, you can head on over to my website. It's down here, femtarot.com. You can use the form there to contact me and get a reading. I also have a crystal shop. So if you want to buy really high grade crystals sourced from all over the world, ethically sourced, then check out my shop. I do have very, very speedy delivery as well. So regardless where you live around the world, you have different options, shipping options. But if you get the fast option, the express option, then you can get your crystals within 2 or 3 working days. So that's really speedy, and you don't have to wait and anticipate for your crystals to get there. And of course, I want to bring up Georgio's channel, of course, which is growing and growing. And please head on over and follow Georgio as well, not just on YouTube, on TikTok too. I love his TikToks because not only are they informative, but they're super entertaining as well. So head on over, and he's got a podcast. Don't forget, he's got a podcast before everyone else. Well, before most people, just saying. Right, Georgio?
If you say so.
Come on, I'm selling it.
You are.
Hello, chat. Before we get in, I just want to say that today's live. So there are a few topics out there that when we or any other content creator or anyone in the internet world starts talking about, then it just brings up a lot of controversy and a lot of negativity, let's just say. The topic that we're going to talk about today is one of them. And I just want to ask from the chat, please keep it kind. We're not talking politics today, okay? This is not about putting out our political ideals or political, opinions out there. We're just doing social commentary on something and reading around a new housewife, okay? So let's keep this kind. Let's keep this civil. Let's keep this nice. Otherwise, guys, Georgia and I have agreed that we're going to shut this down because I do not want to bring this kind of energy to my channel. We've had this before when we did Harry and Meghan. Way in the beginning when we first started reading and talking about them. And of course, anything that I put up on TikTok with has to do with Harry and Meghan, it's a nightmare. Everyone becomes really mean. It's okay. We've got thick skin, but it's not about us, guys. It's about just creating like a bubble of let's say acceptance here and love and not discord. I want to start by saying that.
I couldn't agree more. And also, I mean, I know there's most people in this chat that we don't need to necessarily worry about, but for any reason, if it does trigger some folks, just know that we are speaking around the housewife and how that works with the current cast, not specifically about the topic and where everyone stands on it, so to speak.
Exactly. And before we start the show, hello from Norway. Hello, Annabelle. We've got Isa from Sweden. We've got Annabelle from Norway. We've got the Scandies in the house.
Yes.
I'm excited. Absolutely. So that is wonderful. See, hello, my lovely neighbor. Perfect. Happy Sunday, TJ. Who else is in the house? Storm is in the house. I know he's been looking forward to this live, to this reading. Thank you, Storm. And I was telling Georgio,
see,
this is actually, you've never seen me in red, guys. You've never, because I never wear red. I might wear red lipstick. This is hot pink, guys. Georgio said the same thing. He's like, wow, you look good in red. And I'm like, I don't wear red. This is hot pink. It looks exactly like the background there. But as Georgio mentioned, it offsets the third eye that I've got behind me, the neon light, the pink, and it shows up as red. But thank you. I'll take the compliment. Don't ever wear red. There you go. You're glowing, Georgio.
Thank you, Sarah.
Zesty's in the house. We haven't seen you, Zesty, in a while. Hello.
Zesty.
Aries Moon says happy birthday to Isa. Well, guys, I'm excited to have you all here. Let's start the show. Before we start the show, I just saw someone's eager and send us a super chat. Thank you so much, DM. Does what Erica said at BravoCon about PK and Dorit get addressed? We'll get to that. Georgio?
I do have some sources, so yes, we will discuss that.
Giorgio always has his sources and he's got the juice, so looking forward to that. And hello, London. Hello, London.
London.
So much. Anyways, guys, let's start the show. This is it. Right, Giorgio. Where should we start? Shall we start with shall we go Kyle and Mauricio first?
I think so, yeah, because we were originally going to talk about this last week, but Harry and Meghan took over, so.
Yep.
Absolutely.
On TikTok too. You can't imagine how much they love me on TikTok.
They love that topic in general, I'll just say that.
It's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, just as long as people are civil and we can open a discussion and talk about things rather than start attacking.
Agreed.
Let's start with Kyle and Mauricio. So give us a little update, Georgia, for anyone who's not aware of what's going on.
Okay, so the initial season was filming. There wasn't all too much coming out, but then Mauricio released his new book, and he was doing an interview and discussing like what was going on, and basically he had said that they were discussing some rumors around their marriage and whether or not they were separating or something to that degree. So and he himself said it seemed like it was becoming part of a storyline of some sort. And then just recently, while Kyle was filming and hosting an event for mental health awareness, she did talk to, I think it was E News, uh, around that, and saying that, this has come up in the past,
Yeah.
but this time she felt different and she's not basically afraid to fight back. So we will clearly see some of that play out. But I'm wondering where the rumors, I mean, these aren't the first time the rumors around their marriage have come around. Obviously, we've talked about it on this show. You discussed Kyle's storyline and or marriage being a center storyline uh, in the upcoming season. So that's, there's that. But also, I think, too, it seems like Kyle's in a different space altogether.
Yes.
I can sense that through her interviews. So it's not the same old Kyle. And it's interesting because, as we know, Mauricio's show on Netflix got picked up for a season 2. So, there's just some chatter as to like how this is all playing out in reality versus what we'll see on the show.
Well, while you were talking, I was pulling cards, not wasting any time. I've got to say, I do feel so the rumors, I'm not going to address the rumors just yet, but I will talk about what I see regarding their relationship, Kyle and Mauricio's relationship, not on the show, but in real life. Okay. Not what we want to project. Why do I feel there is a restart happening right now in the relationship? So I always have said that and I've read them before, last year, the year before, I've always felt that something was off in that relationship. I do feel that they love each other. I'm not saying that, but I don't feel that they are on the same path, or they are as close, or they spend as much time together as they want us to think, right? Now, with the Fool, I feel there's some kind of reset that's happening in their marriage right now. It could also be maybe because of rumors or things allegedly that have happened, okay, regarding Mauricio and other people. So Kyle, we know she's a Capricorn, but she comes up as a water sign, a lot of water in her chart. I don't remember her chart right now, but this to me just shows that there is a very emotional, vulnerable Kyle, and I'm seeing them in real time. What's happening now? Okay, just it might help us. So when we watch the next season of Beverly Hills, and we know what's happening now in real time in the relationship, I feel it's going to make a lot more sense as to why they're putting out rumors and storylines that to me are BS. Not the cheating rumors, but I feel it's all smoke and mirrors. I really feel they're pulling a little bit of a Schwartz here, sort of like or a Sandoval, like sort of using something in the
As a
case of Schwartz as a distraction. Exactly. So this is it. But with this 9 of Swords, you guys, it doesn't seem that right now things are good between them, which is unfortunate. I sense a lot and see a lot of stress. Not just that, the worst part is that I got the Justice card. Justice card could be divorce, and I've said this in the past that I have seen divorce in the cards with those two. I said that a few months ago, and I have the legal card. So someone is talking to a lawyer, or they're drawing up some kind of paperwork. I'm not saying that the divorce is happening now and they're trying to hide that. I'm just saying they're also moving. Who's moving? Again, didn't they just move like a year or two ago to that new place, the new house? I see movement. So either they're both moving or one of them is moving, and I just got something. You heard it here first. Spirit told me that Mauricio might be moving cities, state, just moving elsewhere because of work. I'm not saying because of what's happening to the marriage, but because of work. So I feel it's Mauricio moving, who will move.
Could that be why the lawyer is involved? Maybe there's some sort of.
I'll find out. I'll find out. I'll
The
ask the
reason why I
question.
ask is because when we look at the way Kris Jenner and at the time Bruce
Yeah.
split up, there was a period of about a year before that where Bruce moved out to Malibu and they had purchased a condo where he would just reside on his own. And they played it off like they were just like they needed space from each other and they had separate interests at the time and this, that, and the other. But I think like from the way it worked out was they were using that space as separation while they sorted out the legalities around their actual divorce.
Well, I've got the 6 of Cups here, so it's something. So I'm talking about this legal stuff that I'm seeing here. What is it about? Interesting. Something about family, not necessarily though Kyle, but some kind of family member. I'm picking up with that 6 of Cups here. I'm also seeing Ace of Wands. I feel that this has nothing to do with their marriage right now, so it's not a divorce, but I do feel it has to do, and we'll probably find out soon. He's sort of in some kind of legal entanglement when it comes to the agency and his work, or a new business that he's starting, or new something that he is. I feel that it's with other partners too, and something is off there. But the stress and everything that I'm seeing in him moving, it is related to also, well, the moving, it is somewhat related to work, maybe the agency or this new project that he's working on. So he might have to move elsewhere for a few months. But I have to tell you guys, Kyle is not in a good place right now when it comes to the marriage. I feel she's very emotional. And I do feel that they did say, okay, this is it. Let's reset and let's give it a last chance. This is what I'm getting, you guys. So I'm not making it just comes up. Like, I feel that they're trying to overcome some stuff. Okay. Infidelity doesn't come up here, but that doesn't mean that there isn't any. It just means that they're just other factors that are affecting the marriage, and it's not infidelity per se. Infidelity might be an extension of what is going on between them, or sort of the result of what is going between them. It is not the infidelity that is breaking this marriage apart. Just to make it clear. So yeah, that's what. Hold on, let me get another card. Yeah, guys, things are changing drastically for the Mumansky Richards couple, okay? Because I have the wheel turns, so things are turning for them right now, and I do have a feeling that next season the focus is definitely going to be on them and their relationship. I mean, the other women will be happy to do that because they don't want the heat on them, right? Let producer Kyle get the heat for once, or after a long time. But things are switching. I don't feel that this next season is going to bode well for them or for their relationship. The filming that happened 6-7 months ago, whenever it happened, didn't go. It affected the relationship even more, their marriage, and I feel that we're going to start seeing the cracks. if we pay attention to the next season and we pick up and we pay attention to Kyle's and Mauricio's energy, I don't know how much my cards just dropped, but I don't know how much he's going to be on camera. Yeah, this guy. Guys, look at the card that I picked up, 5 of Wands. It seems they're fighting. They're just it feels off.
It does feel like they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, sort of like lead separate lives. This is what I'm
for sure.
Because they've only got Portia in the house now. All the other girls are all grown up. They're out. They've only got Portia. So just saying that it does feel that they're leading separate lives, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel that things are peaceful, good between them. I feel a lot of tension. So, but I'm telling you, I've said it before. I do feel I'm not wishing that for them. Let me just make that clear, because they do seem like they've been together for a very long time. They've been through a lot together. But I do see a divorce in the next maximum 2 years. And this probably is the beginning of this with him moving, the beginning of a separation with Mauricio moving. So, and I do feel that a lot of their castmates this season and from previous seasons do know a lot.
I'm sure,
do have which is why the cheating rumors keep leaking. Remember Vanderpump? That, like, I think it was that last season she was on, or the season before that, where she made Brandy. Was it Vanderpump was the one who gave Brandy the magazines about Mauricio cheating, where they took, right? Am I remembering?
Well, according to Brandy, yes. Before they went on their cast trip, Lisa Vanderpump went to Brandy's house before they all got on. They both got on their bus to take them to the airport, and she said that Lisa Vanderpump was trying to put the tabloids of Kyle and Mauricio's like gossip around the infidelity in Brandy's bag so that it would come up somehow, or like it would be easy to discuss it. And I believe that 100%, by the way, because Lisa Vanderpump at that point got her producer hat on. So I 100% believe it. I also believe that Vanderpump believes that to be true, which is why I think she was trying to call it out.
I know. So where there's smoke, there's fire. You don't have to be a psychic to come up with that conclusion, but this is what the cards are saying about them. I'm having a right laugh here with Jesus, because he says, I guess her splits. Her splits, but just keep hearing psychic Allison. Yeah,
I know. Everyone says that.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't come off nice, but it doesn't mean that she's a bad psychic. Actually, I've heard she's really good.
No, I think the same. Yeah. She was served a bad edit for sure.
She did. She had a little bit more wine, served a bad edit, yeah.
Oh, they definitely fed her cocktails.
But as a psychic, you shouldn't be drinking and reading people. I never do that. And I won't read for people who have drunk alcohol. It just messes things up.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So that was a no. But irregardless, I do agree with Alison Dubois' read on Kyle, and predictions. So, oh, Jesus, I love you. Oh, hearts back.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's the truth.
Oh, you guys. Yeah. So I think that, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys you want to ask about Kyle, Mauricio, Georgio?
No, I think that's pretty clear. I just I know it's going to be it's gearing up to be what is going to be a main storyline, though, it seems like.
But before we go, I'm asking the cards one more question. I'll share with you the question. I'm so damn curious. So I'm just going to ask the question I'm going to share with you. Hold on. To me, this is why I was asked the question, because to me, it seems to me that it's a Kyle that doesn't want to let go. of this relationship. I feel there's a codependency there on Kyle's side, okay? And I did ask about the divorce. This is not going to be a clear-cut divorce when it happens, allegedly, and all that, because we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to get in trouble, but because it's going to be a messy one. And especially when it comes to finances and a home. I keep hearing that the house was bought by Mauricio, but it's on. I mean, this is very private details. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but it just comes up as an example to what we might see when everything kind of like happens is that, and I feel that it's Mauricio bought it with his money, but it's under Kyle's name. I just feel that there's things are not very clear between them and their finances and their assets and all that, and it just feels to me it's going to be a friggin' messy divorce if and when it happens.
Yikes.
Oh, yikes. Yeah. Ending is coming soon, unfortunately. I'm not happy about that. I wish they could.
Not either. I mean, I always liked them as a couple because they came together with pretty much nothing. They weren't like their, counterparts, like, her sister Kathy or whatnot. So, they built from the ground up together, and yeah, it's sad.
I agree. Like Mission says, does Mauricio know he's hot? I think
Yes, he does.
He knows the ladies want him. He wants to.
He absolutely knows.
He's feeling himself. He's a different Mauricio
Oh, come
now.
on.
He's
For
hitting
sure.
the blunt. He's so relaxed. He's like, yeah, he's a different. Maybe he's going through a midlife crisis, but he's totally like upgrading himself. Let's just say, really feel that he's feeling himself. It's fine. Why not? Most men around their 50s go through a sort of like, don't they? They go not just a midlife crisis, but I feel, as I said before, I feel like the 40s are the new 30s. For men, I feel 50s is the new 40s or 30s, because normally it's when, they feel powerful. They feel like, their career is doing good. They've got money in the bank. They've got their kids. So now's the time to go out and conquer the world. So maybe Mauricio is going through that.
That's very possible.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. So,
well,
I think we should go grab a glass of something. Go grab a drink and let's do this, everyone. But do you wanna answer that question before we get to the very heated topic about Erica and PK?
So, my sources have told me that this does come up in the beginning, that Dorit does address that comment, and that we'll see that interaction play out. But it seems from what I've heard that they kind of moved through it. So nothing that lingers for too long. I don't see it being like some big wedge in their friendship, it sounds like. But I did also hear that alliances have shifted because Rinna's not on the cast. So people, I guess, feel a little bit more comfortable to side with different people based on that. So that's also what I've been hearing. So yes, the answer is yes. We will hopefully see it addressed, but I'm pretty sure we will.
Thank you, Georgio, for answering that question.
Of course.
All right, you guys. So let's move on to the new housewife, Anne-Marie Wiley, the wife of ex-NFL. What's his name?
Marcellus
Wiley.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell us, Georgio, why this is such a hot topic right now. Why this is creating so much discord out there. What have you heard about Anne-Marie now during the filming?
So initially, when we heard about her joining the cast via People, shout out to People magazine, we obviously, everyone did their digging. They obviously told us who her husband was, but I guess through looking and researching, both of them, some of his tweets came up that were, his viewpoints on different things. Specifically, he does not believe in the whole movement of Black Lives Matter. He's more aligned with everyone matters, and there's no white privilege. He also is heavily uh, discussed his views on trans people in sports, regarding whether or not he feels if it's right that a transgendered girl plays on the girls team, and that he would never allow his daughters to play on a team that allowed that. And his logic behind that statement, or his opinion rather, is that biologically there's still they basically have like a head start, or they are biologically still males, and so that's an unfair advantage to these biological girls. So he was also on a Megyn Kelly segment, and had a pretty lengthy back and forth about that topic at large, just in general around that. And he's also come out and slammed Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's situation and their daughter, who they have been very open around discussing their daughter's transition. So it's not it's no matter what your viewpoint is, when you're putting it at a scale like Real Housewives and it comes up, which I've heard it does. And I heard things did come to a little bit of a head around this
Really?
at the Homeless Not Toothless gala that Dorit hosted, because I heard that there's two women on the cast that were like absolutely disgusted by her political views, as I was told. Nothing specific to the husband's viewpoint, but I'm going to just take a wild guess that somehow in conversation this comes up, or she's questioned about her husband's viewpoint, because the other thing is they both are supporters of Candace Owen. And if you know who Candace Owen is, then you know how problematic her viewpoints are on certain topics. So I think just in general, she's coming off also her tone is rubbing people the wrong way, is also what I've been hearing. I think she's been kind of pulled aside already by one of the ladies to discuss the tone. But it's definitely going to obviously create a lot of different conversations, right? I mean, if this comes up, obviously there's a very vast amount of opinions on the specific topic on trans youth in sports, or trans people in sports, and what that looks like, and what it shouldn't look like. And based on their viewpoints, they are staying, from what I've heard, they're being firm on their opinions and where they stand on these elements and topics. So it should be very interesting.
But why would I'll get to the chat's questions, because the chat wants to ask, they've got questions, but why would the producers bring someone so controversial? Well, not controversial per se, but who has controversial opinions and political views, to saying, is this, to me it sounds like they're doing this on purpose, because they're probably trying to maybe branch out a little bit to a different audience. Does that make sense? I'm just talking intuitively here.
I think so. I look at it in a couple different ways in this specific situation. So I think what they're trying to achieve here is they're trying to show the reality of the reality. Like, these are
Right.
conversations, these are views that people are talking about, and some people are against this thought process, and then others, like the Wileys, are,
Hmm.
they stand in it. And I think it's good because there are situations where you're in a friend group and someone introduces you to someone and then you get to know them a little bit and then you realize I don't I don't like this viewpoint at all. Like as it becomes part of a discussion of some sort, that's a reality that should be shown. We shouldn't also mask away every single person that has a different opinion on a matter because it also builds up the reality of something like that. I'm not saying go and handpick people that are problematic. What I'm saying is if someone's got a specific political view on something, now if they're being like harmful, racist, or something like that, now a lot of people are saying this is transphobic. Yes, the language and the way I think it's being communicated, the things that I've heard him discuss, I've not heard her discuss anything. I haven't seen anything specifically that she said, but he has spoken in a way that I would see why that would be taken that way because it's almost like he's anti-trans in the way that he speaks about it in terms of sports and his views on it. So I think honestly it will cause up a stir, but I think also be interesting to see how some of the other ladies interact with that.
That is true. That would be interesting, especially that cast, how they're going to react to that. But to me, again, there's a bit of an element of hypocrisy from the production company, not because we had Kelly Dodd being problematic and saying things. We've had Ramona saying things. We've had all sorts of other housewives saying things. Roni was canceled pretty much because of that, because of all that was bubbling up, Kelly Dodd was fired. I'm just saying that to me it's hypocritical because they're bringing someone, and again, this has nothing to do with Anne-Marie Wiley because me too, I did a little bit of research. I wanted to see if she said anything or what, and basically everyone's saying that she's really sweet, that she's really nice, that she hasn't said anything. I haven't seen any tweets. I haven't seen anything. I don't know about Marcellus Wiley. But yeah, I've heard and I've read that he's been problematic in that area. I'm going to use that word lightly. But so here's my issue is again, why Bravo? Just because this is now a hot topic right now, right? It is about, with the swimming team. Where was it, in Australia or was it in America? Where the girls swimming team said we don't want to have a transgender on our team, someone who's transitioned because it's not fair. There's been a whole discussion and, debate about it for a couple of months, 2 or 3 months now. And to me, I'm like, Bravo, what are you doing? Why? I mean, I understand and I agree with you. It's good to bring people like that on so you can start a conversation and people can learn from this, and it's not just a housewife, which is just a silly sort of like mindless entertaining show, but we can learn from this. But on the other hand, and I'm not taking Kelly Dodd's or Ramona's or anyone's side, I'm not, but I'm just saying on the other hand, why were they reprimanded or they lost their jobs or even stopped a whole series, like a whole franchise, Roni, because of problematic political views or behaviors or things that they said? I know I'm opening a whole can of worms, but I want to understand it. It's just, I'm curious.
Honestly, I don't think they have a method to their madness. I think each individual production company is dealing with it as they, as they learn. And I think it's all learning curve for them too. I think in this instance, they found it probably more interesting that the viewpoints are, if you were to just write them on a piece of paper, you would assume it wouldn't be a Black successful couple having those viewpoints necessarily. So I think they're trying to also bring, because I'm also hearing it's an interesting dynamic between her and Garcelle, because Garcelle's also been challenging more of the tone, I think, with her. Not so much, I haven't heard anything specifically about the viewpoints, but I have heard, and I think someone pointed out in the chat, it's Sutton and Crystal that I've been hearing allegedly that have been having the issue with her.
I heard that too. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to look at the chat really quickly, and thank you everyone for being very, very cordial and keeping it nice, but we know that about you guys, Femmies. You're incredible. Hold on. So Storm says, I hope this is a major plot because after last season, they just keep dividing audiences, right? So to me, it seems that they're just like poking. They're poking the bear right now by bringing
I also think they're doing that to rile Crystal up a little bit more
through.
and bring this more. I just feel like they're really they're doing this obviously on purpose. It's not like a oops, I didn't know she had these viewpoints and her husband felt this way.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, who can we get her to be riled up by that's not necessarily someone that she already has connections with?
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, whether or not I think it'll be a main storyline, I don't know. I guess it really depends on how it's handled and if something is said that is worth carrying it on for an entire season.
I agree. Hold on. Chuck said since she has gays all around. I'm shocked it's in Erica since she has gays all around her, but Erica has so much other stuff to deal with right now. So it's, in my opinion, it's not her place to get there. I mean, Rena's out, so let me see. Moipan says, I think people want to watch sport and team progress without politics. Editing can be brutal. I agree. So there's a time and a place for politics and for social justice topics.
The
Yeah,
thing
Georgio?
is, you can't mess around with those types of views in a reality show where it's edited, because if you take context out of something that's sensitive, could really backfire. Really backfire. For the sake of getting a scene, it's not worth it because there's so many other superficial points you could hit to get the
I
drama. Do you know what I mean? But these topics, I feel like, I'm not saying don't bring someone on that has a different viewpoint, like I said earlier. What I do think, though, is unless these people are just ruthless about their viewpoint and they're all for the fact that they're going to be edited and whatnot, then fine. But it's a serious topic and should be handled with a little bit more care than just a salacious.
I agree with you 100%. And we know that Bravo's been in the hot seat for in the past for different other things. Remember the Salahis in Washington D.C., like the Washington House. Like there's been a lot of sort of like crossfires with political topics or social justice topics.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel that they're like teetering again. Like they're just like that. Question to you: do we know if Marcellus Wiley is going to be on? Like, is he going to have scenes?
Yeah, I believe he's he's filming. They're filming them as a family, from what I've been hearing. So she's been filming at the last few events that we've seen.
Okay.
And at the point, because just to be fair to Erica, Erica was doing press for her Vegas residency, and the question did arise about Anne Marie and that there was some rumblings that she's got specific viewpoints that are, a little bit, like controversial, if you will. And Erica said she had not had any conversations regarding anything like that with Anne Marie or anything about that. Not to say that other women haven't, but I have not. But that was before the Homeless Not Toothless charity gala, in which there was a clip that surfaced of the ladies. One of them basically like looked like she was being kind of confronted on something. And then the second one was just of her and Erica discussing something. And you can't hear the entire audio, but you do hear Anne Marie say something to the effect of, I didn't say if it was all dog. Like it was like something around like she must have said something and it was taken in one way and she's trying to clarify it to Erica, kind of thing. So I do think, though, that this will be Erica's redemption season.
Yeah, I have a feeling
Based on what I'm seeing thus far with the residency and the dropping the invites off at different people's houses to like promote it, very much going to be centered around that. So I don't know, but
we'll see. I mean, they're still filming, right? People want to know, when does the new season start, Georgio?
Honestly, I think we probably won't even get anything until maybe August, September at the earliest, I would assume,
Okay.
because I mean, they started filming in February.
Yeah. And they what do you know how
So
long are they how long will they be filming? Do we know?
usually 4 months is how long they usually film on
Okay.
average. But as we've learned, they are now having this like rotation schedule where they're like for instance, we just got Real Housewives of Orange County that's coming June. That's got to play at least six,
True.
7 weeks before they
True.
release a completely new
Mhm.
series because they want people to watch OC. They'll probably put Beverly Hills on Wednesdays again. They'll probably put OC on Tuesdays. And Vanderpump Rules will also be ending at that point. So I'm thinking like August might be the time because they did take
Mm,
that break. So it's not going to be around the same schedule.
got it. So we do have, like, another month of filming, let's say, for Beverly Hills, so a lot can happen within that
Yeah.
month.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna continue to film the pickup scenes that they need to redo some of the small stuff or interviews, but
Mhm.
main storylines, like, we'll know. But they are taking I've heard they're taking their first cast trip of the season. So I
Oh,
don't know. It
okay.
could be a longer season based on what's been going on.
And before we go to the questions, has done their cast and intro shoot, so they'll be soon! Can't
That'll
wait.
be interesting too,
Can't
because
wait.
that's gonna be a whole new breadth of I mean, it's an existing franchise, but a whole new cast. So it's just gonna be like a whole new show,
I
which I'm
agree. I
excited
can't
for.
wait. I can't wait because
Me
I
too.
love the energy of New York. I just love how real they. I just it's a different franchise to me, very different to everything else. New Jersey, I'm gonna say it, and I was gonna say it again, and then we'll just use the cards to answer any questions around Beverly Hills and Anne Marie Wiley. New Jersey, I've stopped watching it. I've stopped. I can't do this anymore. I get flashbacks 10 years ago where we are having the same friggin' discussions, the same. I just can't, to be honest. And it's unfortunate because it wasn't my top franchise, but it was on my top three. Not anymore. I have to say it. I'm sorry, you guys, but I just can't deal with it anymore. So bring back Roni because we want a little change and a little shake up and all that. Yeah, Storm, it is PTSD to me. It's just I can't deal with it. What how that will be? To be honest, don't care because Nini's not there. I stopped watching Atlanta. Yeah, I stopped years ago, to be honest, to watch it because I just can't keep up with all of them.
I think this season's gonna be the redemption season.
Of Atlanta,
Yeah.
you think? Oh, when does that air? When's that?
It starts soon. It's in May. We're coming up on it. I don't know the
Oh,
exact date.
it's gonna be a busy summer, guys. We're gonna be glued in front of our
Which will
screens
be
all
great because we don't usually have a lot of influx of new shows starting over
through.
the summer. We're in the middle of a season or something's ending, but um this will be good because that means we'll have OC, New York, Atlanta, Beverly Hills leading up into the fall. Perfect in my opinion.
Wow.
We already see Miami's already filming. I just saw like a boat scene where they're filming something. So, I mean, they're treading nicely. So yeah,
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Do you think Dallas will ever return?
I don't know. I don't think it won't ever return. I just think right now they just don't know how to package it correctly. And I think if they did, it would be repackaged for like a Peacock. I don't think they would bring it straight back to Bravo.
Yeah, I don't think so. Jesus says Miami's the one to beat. I'm with you.
I
I
agree.
agree.
They have the perfect
I agree.
formula. They have the perfect formula. I'm telling you.
I agree with you. The magic potion. They just got it. It's just Miami to me is how about Dubai? Is anyone not, I know we're just off topic now, but how about Dubai season 2, Georgio? What do you think?
So Dubai, I'm hearing is there's a new housewife or two,
Mhm,
and that it's doing better. I think
mhm.
they've found their groove. I think they've also learned that if they want more drama out of these ladies out in the Dubai setting, they have to take them out of Dubai. So I'm noticing they're going on a lot of other cast trips that are outside, which probably means they have a bigger budget for that reason.
Okay.
Because they probably learned from the data of like, there's only so much they can do in terms of the drama and what they can do in terms of how they behave. And I think they probably picked different cast members. So hopefully the mix will be a little bit better and the ladies are a lot more comfortable with filming because that plays into it too. I think a lot of the ladies had not filmed anything like this before. So I think that is a learning curve. But
Right.
I think Caroline did an interview, and at that point, she said the ladies and her were getting along, which was like, you know, a big
Caroline who,
deal.
Brooks or Stanbury?
Stanbury.
Stanbury. Okay.
So she said everyone was, you know, pretty much the people that she wasn't getting along with, she's getting along with at this point. So
That's good, but I hope we see a little bit less of Sergio, to be honest. Sergio. Sorry, I'm saying it in Spanish, but
no,
Sergio.
he's very much a big part of this season. Again,
I
they're
don't
like
mind him. Like, I don't mind him on Insta and them as a couple, but it's just like, I don't know. It just feels awkward for him being around all these women on these like cost trips and dinners, and you know what I mean? I don't
I
know.
think it's he loves it, and I think
I know he
he,
loves it.
you know, there's so much a unit that they
Mhm.
almost come as a unit. Like I don't think she's able to do this all by herself. I think she likes having him there,
Yeah.
to be honest, as a little
So,
bit of a deflection. But
agree.
uh, the cast
DM
trip
Rocks,
is
thank you
amazing.
so much for the
Thank
super
you.
chat. The cast trip for Beverly Hills is in Spain. I
That's
was
what
just
I
gonna
heard.
look around. Is that where Mauricio is moving to with the bad show? You never know.
You never know. Might be an agency. Maybe I don't think there's an agency in Spain yet.
Do they have any in Europe? Agencies? They should.
I would think so at this point. He says it's a global business, so yes, I would assume so.
I mean, you know, I work for a company and they would say, like, we've got 200, it was like a yacht company. And they would say, we have 200 luxury yachts. We didn't have 200 luxury yachts. We had 50. So I'm just saying, like, you know, you can just exaggerate things just to sell it and promote it.
Mhm.
So are there any questions, guys, regarding Beverly Hills? Do you want to ask the cards? Anything regarding Anne Marie and, you know, all of that? I can't keep up with the chat. Hold on, you guys. Issa says, I like the ultimate girls trip. Did you like it? Did you like the
I did not like Thailand, I'll be honest.
I didn't either.
It was
I
the
didn't.
first one that I watched the entire way through and was like, what a complete disaster.
Yeah, Kelly Dodd said she talked to producer about Scottsdale's version. Oh, interesting. Oh dear, yes, Dubai needs to be lighter. Is Thailand girls trip worth watching?
No.
As you can see, it's unanimous. Like we're like, no.
No, you know why? And and I hate to put the blame
Storm.
on one person, but you know, Leah was a bad casting decision in my opinion for this trip. I think they could have picked someone else. They could have gotten Sonia Morgan to do it, or one of the like I know Countess has already done one, but anyone else. Leah was just so not a part of this. And she was sick most of the time, which I felt like she milked for the entirety of it. Like she didn't want to have to do anything. And I don't know. I feel like it was just trying too hard. I also think it's a bad idea that they put these ladies on a cast trip after they've finished filming a season together. Because all they do the whole time is talk about that current drama of the season that they just filmed. So it's just like, I didn't think it was a good mix.
Neither do I. I'm looking forward to the next one. Pepsi was the star of the older Pepsi.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Pepsi. He was a star.
Justice for Pepsi. And before we go on really quickly, I'd like a girls trip psycho edition. I would like a girls trip ayahuasca edition where they're all like on magic mushrooms or
Could you imagine?
That I would love that. Just let it rip, girls. Let it rip. That would be fantastic. Or they should do just a show, you know, where they bring like celebrities and they just give them hallucinogenics and they're like, you're in this, I don't know, and put them on an island or in somewhere on an estate, and they're like, you're free to do whatever you want.
Have at it.
It's gonna be like the trippy Big Brother or something like that.
That would be
Um,
great.
before we go, I want to say that our Gabby, our own mod Gabby, started her own channel. And everyone
Woo.
go ahead and go support Abby. Who's Abby? Gabby, sorry, Gabrielle. She's known as her YouTube channel is called Sarah Bay from Paris. So, Gabby, just drop down below a link to your channel so people can come to you and subscribe.
How exciting.
Exciting times, right? Leanne
Exactly.
Locken, Brandy Glanville, Erica Jane. What, in that sort of like, trippy resort? That would
Oh, yeah,
Leanne
that would be
Locken.
really yeah.
Don't give that woman drugs. Not a good idea.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, Issa says Sonia. Sonia mushrooms, I would love to see.
Sonia Morgan is a hoot. She would have been perfect for
I
this
love
one in Thailand, I think. She would have
I
made
miss
the
her.
show.
I miss her. I miss her. Right, you guys. So, Georgia, do you have any questions for the cards? Does chat have any questions for the card regarding next season of Beverly Hills or Anne Marie?
I don't think so. I think we're collectively kind of are on the same page as to where we think it's going. So we'll just keep following up on what we keep hearing.
Absolutely. I'm loving, guys. I
The
love this
Psycho edition. Could you imagine if they actually did that?
Why not? Come on, Bravo. We come up with such amazing ideas. Why don't you hire us as producers, like executive producers here? We've come up with so many ideas. Come on. I just want Nene and Lisa Vanderpump in one season of Psycho Edition. Yeah,
That would be
you
intense.
Lisa on drugs that or on magic mushrooms or something. That would be fun and
That would
dangerous.
be really interesting.
Um, Jesus wants to know: are they all going to have a diamond or a mushroom? Just joking. Are they?
It hasn't really been confirmed if you're speaking of like Beverly Hills. It hasn't been confirmed if Anne Marie's getting a diamond, but she's filming a lot, so I don't know.
Oh, here's another question. Will Lisa Vanderpump return?
As of recently, it was a no up until a certain point, but as of recently, she didn't say yes, but she didn't say no either. So I think she's going to wait and see, honestly, how this season without Rinna does.
Yes.
And I think what she'll do is, because she's a smart businesswoman and a producer, she'll come in when they probably haven't hit all the marks that they did. And she'll
Right.
say, okay, if you want me to come back, I can probably give you a big swoop upwards in terms of like ratings, fanatics, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she'll get a little bit more cash out of the situation. And she'll probably have a little bit more of a favorable edit.
I'm with you.
Because,
I'll tell you what the cards is saying. The cards are agreeing with you. So the cards are saying that it's not a no, it's not a yes. It's like, yeah, I'll consider it. As you said, let me just test the waters. Let me just wait and see. The Empress here, the Empress, you can forget that she looks pregnant here. That has nothing to do. But the Empress, just like the Emperor in tarot, is about strategy, is about someone who is nurturing, but at the same time, who is very, very down to earth and just takes their time. They're risk averse, basically. So she's quite risk averse at the moment regarding, so she still sees it as a risk to come back to Beverly Hills. Guys, it's not a no. It's not a no, but here's the thing. And you heard it here first. This is the second one I'm going to give you guys. I feel that Lisa Vanderpump might take part in a girls' trip before she comes back to Beverly Hills.
I was thinking the same thing actually the other day. I think that might be her foot back in to like,
yes.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if there is an announcement, in the next few months where they say, oh, next girls' trip in wherever, Lisa Vanderpump. I do see that happening. I do see that happen. And probably after that, that's when it's sort of like a segue for her to come back,
Yep. Agreed.
And I'm not sure if I'm happy, I'm not pro or against Lisa Vanderpump personally, but the way Beverly Hills, like last season was disappointing to me, my opinion, okay, how I watched Beverly Hills as a Housewives as a viewer. So I wouldn't mind her coming back because she's damn good at what she does.
Yeah, for sure. I
And
mean,
now with all the
she's a
scandal stuff.
producer in reality on her show Vanderpump Rules, so
Yeah,
she knows how to get her job done on the show, and I think that's why also she wouldn't come back a season after Rinna's not come back, because then that makes her look thirsty. Like, oh
right,
wow, the first minute Rinna's off, now she's literally running back in.
right.
So no, she wants to see how it plays out. She knows that it's going to take a bit of a bump because I'm sure it won't be as intense.
Mhm.
But we could be wrong. Who knows? We'll have to see.
We'll see. And really quick, what like mission? Don't be shady and messy. What happened to Cherie? Ever she just like dropped out? Like, what happened to Cherie?
I don't know. Justice for Cherie. I feel like we even saw things that she was going to be in last season in their trailer and that they just didn't show us the scene. It's like, I don't know.
Bravo does that stuff like
I know.
sometimes.
It's so
I know.
frustrating, I'm sure too, but it's scary to think that you could be filming that much with a group of ladies and not be in it or seem like you're not there and
I
you were there the
know.
entire time. Isn't that scary? Like it makes it feel like you're like not a part of the situation
I
even though you were there.
I know. Lisa knows how to play her cards, and I know how to read my cards. Yes. But
Yes.
Porsche vanished. Yeah, everyone's like poor Cherie. I agree, poor Cherie, but then again, Bravo does that to
I don't
people.
know if she's poor Cherie. I mean, I don't think she blended with that narrative either. I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a weird season for her to come on.
I agree. But yeah, I think that's it for today, you guys. It was a really good show, a very
Yeah,
good
thank you
live.
guys. Thank you
See,
to
you guys, we're
everyone.
all on the same page. We all agree, even if we disagree, we agree to disagree, and we leave it at that. It is a very sensitive topic. There's so many changes are happening to our society right now, socially and to the collective. So you guys, we have to accept that there's more to come out. There's a lot more stuff that is going to disrupt our reality, quote unquote. Okay, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. So what I would say is let's all educate ourselves. Let's all have ask questions if we don't understand something instead of jumping into conclusion, whatever it is, whatever belief we have, right? We should ask questions. We should read. We should educate ourselves and inform ourselves before we start a debate and start, you know, this back and forth with other people who have a different opinion to us. This is my 2 cents, my advice to everyone watching this. Let's make this world kinder. I keep saying it. Big changes are coming anyways. Brace yourself. June is going to be a big month collectively for the world as well. But we'll get to that at some other video at some other point. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like this video, to subscribe if you're new here. If you're new, hello and welcome. And we'll be seeing you guys next week and very soon.
All right. Bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye, guys. Thank you.